you want to have as many amateur fights as you can before going pro. Another question I've been getting asked a lot, I mean, I'm sure if you're in boxing, you know, you see this, you hear this with all the professional fighters. Well, with the professional fighters who have, you know, extensive amateur background, amateur careers, over 300 fights, over 200 fights, even over 100 fights, you know, it's pretty good. So you get the question asked, how many amateur fights do I need, you know, before I go pro? To me, you need more than 50 amateur fights. I'll say 50 is the least amount of amateur fights that you should have before going pro. I know that it sounds like a lot. I know there have been boxers, even recently, who have had very little of amateur careers and have gone on to become world champions, you know, and so forth. But, you know, I wouldn't rely on that method if I was, you know, if I was you guys. If I was the average regular person, I wouldn't rely on under 50 amateur fights before I go pro. What I see going on a lot nowadays is amateur fighters, you know, when you're under 10 fights, you're considered novice. When you get over 10 fights, you're considered open class. What I've noticed is that a lot of fighters are getting to open class right that 10 fight mark or even a little bit before open class, and then they're ready to go pro. When you do this, you're doing yourself a great disservice. I mean, if you actually want to become like a world-class pro or a pro fighter that's going to get the opportunities to fight on world level, maybe compete for world championships and become world champions, right? If you want to go that far as a professional boxer, then you need to have over 50 amateur fights, right? And the reason why I say this is because in the amateurs is where you're going to get that real experience, right? Where you're going to see a lot of different styles, a lot of different sizes and shapes, even at the weight class. You're just going to see a lot of different styles. And once you get past, once you reach open class and, you know, maybe start doing some national tournaments and stuff, you're going to see a lot of styles and you're going to see a lot of good competition, better competition than you will see over your first 10, you know, professional fights. You're doing your first 10, you know, club shows. You're getting some walkover fights. So your open class amateur fights are going to be more competitive, you know, and tougher than these, you know, walkover fights where you become pro and you're selling tickets for the promoter. You know, you're paying for your opponents and that stuff. That aspect of the sport of boxing. So you definitely need to rack up your experience in the amateurs, because trying to get the experience in the pros is kind of difficult. It might not always work in your favor. You know what I'm saying? Your professional record, it matters. You know, you don't want to start taking losses that you could have possibly accounted for with more amateur experience. You know what I'm saying? You could have turned those losses into wins with more amateur experience. You know what I'm saying? So becoming a professional boxer, man, you definitely want more than 50 amateur fights. You guys let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section, right? But rack up your amateur experience, man. Don't be like these fighters just getting to open class and, you know, just thinking that, oh, I'm gonna become a pro boxer and I'm gonna get this bag real quick. It doesn't work like that, all right? Tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section. Until the next video, you guys already know. Let's